It's an overtime.
Now I'm gonna take you in to the store. That was my favorite store, but it was my actually only store that I was able to shop at. Ross, dressed for less. You get some good stuff, leftovers. But that was pretty much the only thing I was able to buy, if I had some money to buy something. So shorts, shirts, some shoes, whatever at the time that I was possibly able to get. So if you guys think that I started with all of this just like that, no, we didn't start with this much. This is where it all started. This is where it all began.
Yeah, right, I know.
But
Where do you have some blankets?
back left corner of the store.
Thank you. So now we're gonna get some blankets. Show you guys where I used to sleep. By the way, as you guys could see, these are the section for jeans. Now these are some leftovers, but still Calvin Klein. You got everything. You even got True Religions. Look at that. True Religions. These used to be my favorite. Man, haven't seen these in years. Let me take you guys over to the pants area. You see, so if you go to the mall, you're gonna find these. They're gonna be like 50 bucks. With the belt, maybe 60. Here, $12.99 still, years later. All right, let's go find some blankets. So I prefer white, light colors, but when I was sleeping at the park, obviously white wasn't a good idea. We're gonna go with something a little darker. All right, so these are a little bit more expensive than what I was able to buy back then. So obviously I would never spend $45 on a blanket. I'd either get one from my buddy or get one of the cheap ones. So we found this one at $16.99. Man, it's crazy because I wish I would have brought my change here. You know, I used to come in with a bunch of quarters and pay for it, which would be funny, but it's okay. Today we got a credit card. We're gonna pretend this is back in the days. Let's go.
Will be cash or card?
Card.
Do you want back?
All right, so we got our blanket. I have the same beanie that I used to wear. Obviously, we dressed for less. And this right here was absolutely my favorite tree. It's a very big tree. It's nice. It's not too far from the street, but like at night, there's not so much noise. There's obviously not all of these people that you could see around here. Now, when there was a lot of people, I would go to that tree down there. It was much more quieter for me. But most of the time, this was my tree. I'd set up right here, lay down. It's got a slope to it, so it wasn't killing my back. As somebody that works out, you know, it kind of feels a little weird sleeping on something that's flat, especially when someone works on his glutes. So with this slope, was always a good spot. And the tree covers you, it almost feels like you have a little house over you. And in that time, it wasn't so cold out. And I'm somebody that overheats pretty quick. If needed, I always had something to cover. This would roll up, turn this into either, sometimes I used to have like an extra shirt just to lean my head over. But this was perfect for me. Sleeping this way, rolling back this way. This was nice. Sometimes just on my back as well. This was the life, guys. If you think that I had money, I had no money. This was my life. And when you get to this point, you know what's the most beautiful point about this point? Is that you know, as long as you're not dead, you can still grow out of it. If you died, then it is what it is. Maybe you'll get reborn. But as long as you're alive, you're on top of the world. See this? It's on top of the world. Why? Because I'm not 6 feet under. Where am I sitting on? On top of the world. And on top of the world, you do anything you want, anything you desire, anything you wish. You just have to focus on the right things. If I focused on the fact that I was here, I was alone, I was sad, I was depressed, life was shit, nobody liked me, I couldn't share with all of my friends, right? Because not all your friends are really your friends. They just hang out with you. I couldn't share with them what I was going through. I couldn't tell them that I'm weak, that I'm sad, that some tears dropped out of my eyes, that I'm sleeping on the street. I mean, come on. Make a joke out of myself? No. You know, sometimes we tend to forget that we ask God to get strong. We say, God, make me strong, make me powerful. God gives you problems that will strengthen you. When you go to the gym, you don't go to the gym to hang around. You go to the gym to lift weights, to get stronger. So when you ask God to make you stronger, you hanging around won't make you stronger. What will is more problems. When you face issues, problems, obstacles, these are the ways that you become stronger. Or else, there's nothing pushing you. Here, my back was against the wall. Nowhere else but to fight. Can't go anywhere. Where am I gonna go? Nowhere. Look around you. I can't go anywhere. So here, this is the battleground. And from here I grew. I understood that I could hang out with myself, by myself, but at least I was with someone I could trust. I could count on myself. And that's how I did it. So you start little by little. Back then we didn't have mentors. You didn't have somebody that you could call a coach. If you said a coach, you think like a basketball coach, a soccer coach. You didn't think there was a coach to teach you how to make money, right? Well, now you have that. Now you could hire a mentor. Back then, even when I started making money, there was no mentors. There was someone I was looking up to. Oh, he was rich. But I worked extremely hard. Extremely fucking hard. After this, I was a carpet cleaner. Not to forget to mention that before being a carpet cleaner, I was in jail. Why? Because when you're out on the streets, you end up encountering some problems. And problems have to be solved. And how do you solve them? With becoming the problem for the other person. That's how you solve them. But then you might just enter more problems, which is fine. Because in jail, that's where I truly found out that I have such a good way with people. I knew how to conquer the hearts of the people, or else I would have probably been dead. Those fights breaking out every single day. So now the next place I'm gonna take you is to go see the jail spot. I'm gonna go down to downtown LA, Twin Towers. We're gonna show you guys where I spent my 19th birthday. Was it fun? No. Do I regret going there? Also no. The things I've learned in jail, that's exactly the reason I'm the man I am today. You learn a lot of honor, respect, but you also learn how to hold back, how to communicate. Sometimes you want to do something, but it makes you hold back because you know that if you do something that bad and you're being watched 24/7, you're there for life. And there's two goals in jail. One is to make sure you're not there for life, and the second is to keep yourself alive. All right, let's head over to the Twin Towers, show you guys exactly where I spent my 19th birthday. Let's go. Buenas tardes. What ice cream we have? I was sleeping here the whole night. I need something to refresh me. Que tengas buen día. Well deserved. So what you see right there, that's called a ghetto bird. This guy's right here. What I want to share with you is that at some point in time, I was in one of those buses, and the only time I was coming out of the Twin Towers was to go to court and see the judge in these buses. And I've actually never came down here outside of the time that I was arrested and incarcerated here. I was never here. I've never seen the Twin Towers on the outside. And this right here is what you guys see. Let me show you. That right here is the bus. County of Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. So life wasn't so simple for me. Had a lot of hard times, difficult times, stressful times, but I could tell you that that place made me this man because it changed me. It turns you from a child into a real man, and possibly also a beast. Of course, some of the people in there are fucking weak, but if you have the heart and the soul of a warrior, and you say, this is only going to be temporarily. When I come out of here, I'm never coming back here. And that was one of the last things the judge said to me. She said, if I let you out, will I ever see your face here again? I looked at her right in the eye and I said, you'll never see me. That I promise you. And she let me go right there. And that's how it was, guys. That's how it was. These Twin Towers was my worst nightmare. But you know what? When I was here, I learned a lot. And spending my 19th birthday in here, I'll tell you how it looked like. There's a cell. Sometimes there was one more person with me. If they switch a cell, it was 4 people. If you're in the hole, you're away from everybody by yourself. And if you're not, then you're in a pod. You got a cell, let's say, with another guy. The beds are bolted into the wall. You got a little toilet. You got a sink. And that's all. You're stuck there for all the hours of the night. Early morning, doors open. You go out to the pod and you get to interact with the rest of the guys. This right here, they say it's for the birds, it's for nobody. But the fact that I knew that I was gonna come out of here at some point and it was gonna be it, and one day I will be successful, that's what kept me going. But this was one of the hardest moments in my life. And I'll never forget it. And I want you guys to know, the pain that you're going through, the suffering you're going through, the struggles, the hardships, I went through them, many men did, and you could as well. All right, guys, and now I'm going to show you where I took the first apartment. This right here is in Reseda, California. As you guys can see, this is the apartment building, Villa Royale. Now, the grass wasn't as nice. None of this was like this, but if you look around, let me show you. So these are the apartment buildings around here. It's practically the only ghetto that is probably left here in Reseda area. Some of these streets, you know, they're all been kind of gentrified, but the spot is still here. And this was where my home was, 18545. This spot right here, guys, I gotta tell you, my first apartment, and the story is very short and absolutely devastating. I moved in here, didn't have a penny to my name. I rented it from a lady who practically gave me the place with no money down and told me that she will let me pay at the end of the month. I had $300 to my name. The rent here was $690. So you can kind of get an idea how cheap it was and what kind of living it was. The apartment was very, very shitty. It was absolutely disgusting. The toilet, everything. But for me, coming out of jail, getting my first apartment, it was probably better than anything I could ever ask for, right? You get to get out, walk the street, see people, talk to people, go eat wherever you want to eat, go see your friends, see your family. So that for me was more than anything. And that's exactly where I started. You know, so you guys could see, I went from homeless to going to jail, to living in an apartment. And from here, I spent here about, I would say 9 months. I was making money. And after I started making money, I moved to a better place. Obviously, the first thing for me was moving into a nicer home. So I didn't really care so much about saving. But very quickly, after I started making money, I started making a lot of money. And the way I found out I could make money is that I found out in jail that I'm very good by speaking to people. I knew I could speak to people. So I was kind of like closed off before I went to jail. I had friends, but I thought everybody was against me. You know, my father didn't treat me very well. So if my dad didn't like me, I figured nobody really liked me. And I thought there was like a problem with every single person that I met every single day. So for me, it was always like an issue. I go into a restaurant, somebody looks at me, I think they're looking at me the wrong way. Today, I walk into a restaurant, somebody looks at me, what do I think first? Oh, he recognizes me. He sees me on social media, right? So it's a completely different outlook on the world. The worldviews that I have today are completely different. Even when I walk in the ghetto and I walk in places that I used to walk before and thinking somebody was mad dogging me. Hey Holmes, what the fuck you looking at? If it was a Hispanic dude, if it was a black dude, hey dog, what the fuck you looking at, right? Homie, you trying to look at me? You look at me the wrong way, you know already what's gonna happen. But that was back then. Today, somebody looks at me, I wave at them. Somebody's mad dogging me, I ask them, brother, is there something you're going through? Is there something wrong? I didn't do anything wrong to you, right? Just another guy. Smile at the world will smile back at you. Hey brother, find God, I promise you, you'll be happier. Doesn't matter where you're at. You guys see these gates right here? These gates back then didn't exist. And I used to park my car in there. And man, one day someone broke into my car and took my stereo, took everything. And believe me, it sucked. I had no air conditioning and then no stereo. But it is what it is. I still got in the van, still went to work, and still made sure that no matter what, today I'm gonna bring an earning. That's the way to keep going, guys. Don't let anything stop you. Nothing. When I went into jail, I realized, man, I actually really get along with ghetto people because they're real. They're real people. They have a problem with you, they'll let you know. They don't have a problem with you, it won't bother you. And then I realized that me and them are exactly the same. I come from the same place. I understand the mentality. As a matter of fact, we're all just people looking for love. And living in a place like this for me was paradise. But coming out of here, I started doing sales, started working as a carpet cleaner, cleaning carpets in homes. After I was doing it in homes, at nighttime I would clean Macy's and Bloomingdale's, cleaning the floors, not only carpet. It was like a special cleaning of tile machine. And those were the days, you know, barely slept, but every penny I got, I saved it. And from there, very shortly after, I realized I could own my own company. And I did, very shortly after that. But this is where it started. Did I think this is where it was gonna end? Of course not, or else I would have probably committed suicide. But knowing that I went from homeless, then to jail, then back here, now owning my own apartment, you know, paying for it, living there, having a job, driving a van, little things escalated, right, into better and better things. And that's exactly what I'm telling you guys that you guys could do. You guys could do the exact same thing. So if you're in a place right now where you feel like, hey, this is the end of the world, trust me, it's not. It's actually just the beginning for you. And I guarantee you, that I have the answers for all the questions that you have, all the concerns that you have, the pain you're going through. I went through it, and I'm here to show you, and I'm going to show you exactly the way. I'm not going to tell you to go do it. I'm going to tell you to go do it, and I'm going to be there with you doing it, making sure that you get it as well. I love you guys, and I'm so glad that I got to meet each and every one of you on social media, and that you guys support what I stand for and what the things that I do and bring, because at the end of the day, I want you guys to make a change, and I'm so happy that you guys could see that on me. I love you all, and I'll see you soon.